Ladies and gentlemen, I now invite our esteemed chief guest of today's function, His Excellency Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, to deliver the Graduation Day address.
You don't have. Friends, good evening to all of you. I would like to greet Dr. Acharya, Dr. G. Parameshwar, Dr. Majid Sabha, Dr. Muhammad Hussain Karim, Professor Ranganath, Mr. Husni Ayes, and members of the faculty and staff and distinguished guests and parents, dear students, my good evening for all of you. I am indeed delighted to participate in the 17th graduation day ceremony of Brindavan College here in Bangalore. During the last 18 years, this college has continuously added new streams of learning and research over time. My congratulations to all the young graduating students. My greetings to the chairman, faculty members, staff, students, parents, and distinguished guests participating in this important function. I was studying the college mission. Which states disseminating of quality education to the students and to develop their personality, to improve quality of life and to make them worthy citizens. This is indeed an important focal area for education system and societal needs, which are the need of the integrated learning and research in the 21st century nation and the world. Friends, while in the company of many young and inspired students of Brindavan College, I would like to give you certain thoughts on my perspective on the topic will be charting the pathways of life. Charting the pathway of life. That is the area I want to say a few thoughts. Okay? Okay, suits you? Okay. That is, what is that? Charting the pathways of life. Charting the pathway of life. Now, it has got 4 components. The charting the pathway of life has got 4 components. The first one, aim in life. The second one, acquiring the knowledge. And third one, working hard towards your dream or goal. And the fourth one, to persevere, continuously work for achieving in spite of problem, defeat the problem and succeed. So there are 4 areas to succeed in life. What are the 4? Number 1, aim in life. Number 2, continuously acquire the knowledge. Number 3, hard work. Number 4, perseverance. Repeat with me, perseverance. That means when the problem comes, you become the captain of the problem, defeat the problem and succeed. Problem should not become your captain. That's the idea. Now friend, the first one, aim in life. The aim in life, very important. You must, before 25 age, you must know where you are heading. What is your unique area, you must decide. So I am going to talk to you, aim in life, with reference to my life. Friends, behind every successful venture and every inspiring career, you will find an unfinishing, unflinching aim which often is set early in life. Having an aim in life gives purpose to every action and orientation to aim in life, which happened almost 7 decades ago. None of you were idea form at that time. So it happened 7 decades ago, aim in life for me. A teacher gives the aim. When I think of aim in my life, I am reminded of Sri Swasubramania Iyer, my teacher's name, who taught me when I was studying in 5th class at the age of 10. He was a great teacher in our school. When the teacher enters into the classroom, he radiates knowledge. When the teacher enters into the classroom, he radiates purity of life. So teacher has got 2 components. One is knowledge and the purity of life that we saw in our teacher. One day he was teaching how a bird flies. He is a science teacher. He drew a diagram, he went to the blackboard, and the blackboard he put a sketch of a bird and put a wing, put the tail, put the nose. We were the 65 students in the class of 5th class. He explained beautifully, but only less than 10 people understood what he was telling. So we were all having in our face question mark. So that evening he took all of us to the seashore and showed the birds fly, seagull flying in formation. He asked us to watch when the birds are flying, what they do. They were flapping the wings. When their direction change they want, the birds use the wings as well as the tail. And what is the locomotive force? The life itself locomotive force. Like that, within half an hour plus 1 hour theoretical lessons, we all knew how birds fly. But any teacher, any period can teach you what is good for you. But my teacher, on that day, when the birds, how the birds fly, he was teaching, he was giving me aim in life. What should be the aim in life I will have? And the way he taught how birds fly, the way he demonstrated how the birds fly, it entered into me something to do with flight. That I must do something to do with flight. So I asked him, what to do? Beyond 10th class, what to do? He said, you take physics. So I became a physics student. Then from physics student, I transformed to aeronautical engineering student. Then I became a rocket engineer in space, and space technology in space, and missile technology in defense. So that transform, what the teacher put you in the 10-year boy, he can push you in a aim in life if you are carefully watching, if you are carefully reading the books. So you will transform into a good aim. That aim will transform you into a great citizens. Now I told you second one, acquire the knowledge. Having an aim in life is incomplete until you are able to acquire the right knowledge needed to accomplish that aim in right time. And this it's a matter of great privilege that you are all as a part of an institution which is known for the knowledge enlightenment it provides. It is now your duty to make the best use of the resources needed to propel you towards your goal of knowledge, will give you the greatness and will help you accomplish difficult mission in life. Now I am coming back to the acquiring the knowledge. I would like to share with all of you the story of my teacher, Professor Satish Dhawan. First I worked in Delhi with the Ministry of Defense Later, I joined Defense Research and Development Organization in 1958, long ago, when you were all in not even idea form, at Aeronautical Development Establishment at Bangalore. There, for his aeronautical research, for help in designing the ducted contra-rotating propeller. I took permission from my director in those days. I was a young scientist, Dr. Mehdi Ratta, my boss, and went to Professor Satish Dhawan, who was sitting in a small room in Indians of Science, small room. He's a professor. He was sitting in a small room in an Indians of Science with a lot of books in the background. I could not see him except books. And I would like to, I told him, he asked me, what is the purpose? What do you want from me? I told Professor Dhawan about my project work. He told me that it was really a challenging task to design a contra-rotating propeller, and that he will teach me the design if I attend his classes in Indian Institute of Science between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. on all Saturdays for the next 6 weeks. He was a visionary teacher. He prepared the schedule for the entire course and wrote it on the blackboard. He also gave me the reference material and books I should read before I started attending the course. Considered this as I started attending the course. I considered this as a great opportunity and started meeting him regularly on Saturdays. Before commencing each class, my professor would ask critical questions and assess my understanding of the subject. That was for the first time that I realized how a good teacher prepares himself for teaching. He prepares himself for teaching with a meticulous planning and prepares the student for acquisition of knowledge. This process continued for the next 6 weeks. I got the capacity for designing the contra-rotating propeller. Professor Satish Dhawan told me that I am ready for developing the contra-rotating propeller for a given aircraft configuration I can design. He cleared I can design. That was the time I realized that Professor Satish Dhawan was not only a teacher but also a fantastic development engineer of aeronautical system. Later, during the critical phases of a contra-rotating propeller system testing, Professor Dhawan was with me and finding the solution to the problems. After reaching the smooth test phase, contra-rotating propeller went through 50 hours of continuous testing. Professor Satish Dhawan witnessed the test himself and congratulated me. That was a great day for me when I saw the contra-rotating propeller designed by my team performing to the mission requirement in the aircraft. However, at that time, I did not realize that Professor Satish Dhawan would become a chairman Indian Space Research Organization. I will be with him as a project director of development of satellite launch vehicle SLV-3 for injecting the Rohini satellite into the orbit. Nature has in its own way to link the student's dream and their real life later. This was the first design in my career which gave me the confidence to deal with many complex aerospace systems in future. The aircraft could fly just above the ground level, carrying 2 passengers. I was the first pilot for this aircraft, and I could control and maneuver the vehicle in any direction. Above all, I learned that in the project, problems would always crop up. We should not allow the problem to be our masters, but we should defeat the problem, then we have to succeed. This is the lesson I learned from my teacher. What the third point? Third point? What is third point? Work hard and learning the integrated system design. In order to achieve great time, one needs to work relentlessly toward the goal. Constant effort with application of a proper knowledge can help overcome difficulties and scale steep heights. I would now discuss my own experience of a hard work which brought a great learning to me. Friends, when you all go out of this campus, if you are an engineer or a scientist or anybody, always where you are going to be get an assignment or task or you want to manage, first job they will give you a design of a product, design of a system, or design of a concept. So when I was studying in aeronautical engineering in Madras Institute of Technology, Corompet, 1954-57, nearly 54 years back, during the third year of my course, I was assigned a project to design a low-level attack aircraft together with about 6 other colleagues. I had in class, including me, 7 students. My teacher, Professor Srinivasan, is an aeronautical designer. He called me. He said, it's a 6-month project. We have to complete the 6-month project of a design of a low-level attack aircraft. Student has been asked to design low-level attack aircraft with 6 other students, some of them aerodynamics, some of them structure, some of them control, some of them guidance, and some of them material. So my job is to bring all of them together and make a system design of low-level attack aircraft. Now I started. In those days, we did not have computer. 1950s, no computer. We have to use slide rule for calculations. We can't design in any design of any product with a PC. PC we did not have. 1950s. We have to use drawing board. A big drawing board you have to design. So drawing board and the slide rule were the 2 tools for designers in those days. Now friends, when I started the work, 5th month, we advanced 6 months, we had to complete the project, 7 of us. And when it reached 5th month, one day my teacher, Professor Srinivasan, he was going to tennis club on Sunday. He entered into my lab and started reviewing what all of 6 plus 1, 7 fellows have done. I am the group leader. He spent about half an hour. Then he gave a judgment. The judgment was, it's one of the hopeless work which he has ever seen. Okay. 5 months work, no good, and the situation is not good. You guys have to work hard. He told me, he gave me a wand. I am going to terminate your scholarship. If within 1 month more time is there, if you don't complete the detailed design of the low-level attack aircraft, your scholarship will be terminated. He's a tough professor. I hope you guys have such a tough professor. So he gave us a job, went off. But that result is we lost a few days sleep, we lost a few days food, and we have to work round the clock for next few weeks. And the D-Day came. My teacher, my guide, Professor Srinivasan, came exactly after 5.5 months time over and reviewed. This time he was very happy. He said, I am very happy. You guys have done a good job. And he congratulated my team members also. Then the best thing happened was, he took all of us to his home. Teacher's home is a very good home. Teacher's home he took us and he gave a good Madras coffee. We are all very happy about it. Okay. But friends, the important thing is what we have learned there. What we learned there, how to design. That is, we learned by this project work, bringing multidiscipline. It's a system design system integration, system management. When you are a student, multi-disciplines are brought together and you are doing integrated design, system integration, managing the people. This is very important for all the colleges, whether it's a science college, art college, or engineering college. All colleges, they must bring multiple areas together. For example, future technology called convergence technology. 4 areas they are going to come together. That is information technology, nanotechnology, biotechnology, eco-technology. All the 4 technologies, convergence will come. So the institutions, engineering institutions, and any college institution, they should ensure in the syllabus to integrate a system program, so that when the students go out of this campus, they will not be fish out of water. And they will know that nobody says, you design a chemical system. Nobody will say, you can't design a chemical system. There is a design is there. There is mechanical engineering there. And there is a quality assurance there. And there is a multiple areas of technology has to come for chemical plant design. So it is essential when you are in the college, the integrated system evolution should be taught as a part of your program. And I request the dais and all the faculty members sitting here to ensure in future so that system design, system integration, and system management become part of the students' learning and education. Now, what you have learned so far, aim in life, and second, acquire the knowledge, and third one you have seen, that type of hard work also. Fourth one, I am going to talk to you what is called managing failures. It's very important when you go, whether you are a scientist, whether you are a technologist, whether you are a manager, whether anything you do, there is success possible and also failure will come. Failure should not become our shaitan. He should not become our master. We should not allow shaitan to become our master. So we should become captain of the failure and defeat the problem and succeed. This is the lesson I learned when 1979, when I was in the launch pad, nearly 7 years work. 7 years work in the launch pad and countdown going on, T-minus 6 hours, 5 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours, 10 minutes, 1 minute, plus 60, minus 40, minus countdown going on. Then suddenly we found our computer puts a hold on the whole operation. Computer can put a hold. Now computer says there is somewhere, one of the rocket system, out of 4 rocket systems, there's a leakage in the oxidizer, and it's going to create a problem. So computer did a faithful job. I had an expert, 12x, I was the mission director and project director. So immediately my expert committee felt that 12 members we will have always experts. They analyzed the data immediately within few minutes, and they put forth to me, there is no problem. Even though leakage is there, and it can hold for more than 100 minutes it can hold, I can go ahead with the flight. After advices I got, I took the responsibility. I allowed the flight to go by bypassing the computer. I went into the manual, allowed the flight to go. So T0 flight took off. First flight was okay, first stage okay, second stage started, devil started, and immediately it went into spin, and instead of putting the satellite in the orbit, the satellite went to Bay of Bengal. So it was a failure. And the failures, first failure, thousands of scientists, thousands of supporting staff, they worked. It was a great shock for all of us. But still, there was a press conference. The whole world press was there. There's a print media was there. There's an electronic media was there. Professor Satish Dhawan, he was the chairman. I was the mission director. Who failed? Is I failed. On that day, the mission director, project director failed. And he took me to the press conference. There he said, "Dear friends, we tried today the first flight of SLV-3 and it is failed. But definitely in 1 year we are going to succeed." But of course, media, democracy media, it said, oh, chairman, what you have done, so much of money you have put to Bay of Bengal, they said. So, but he was saying, yes, I am going to give all the support scientists need, all the human power needed. In 1 year we will succeed. What did he do there? Chairman, the head of the organization, took up the responsibility of a failure himself. Even though myself, my team was responsible, the chief of the organization took up the responsibility of the failure. On that day it has happened. Within a year, we came back and we rectified all the problems. And again we went through the flight. First stage worked very well, second stage worked very well, third stage worked very well, fourth stage worked very well, and he put the satellite in the orbit. Throughout the world knew that our satellite's in the orbit. So it was a grand success. But on that day something happened. When the failure occurred, Professor Satish Dhawan took the press conference. When the success came, he asked me to go and conduct the press conference. Did you understand what has happened? When the failure came, dear young friends, the chief of the organization took up the failure himself. When the success came, and he gave the success to his team members and the leader of the team, and that is the real leadership. The leadership. If all of you learn, no book teaches this. No leadership book or management book will teach you. But this I was taught when 1979, 1980, in my own organization, how to handle the failure. Success you can handle easily. But the leader, all of you remember when you go out of this campus, there will be many successes, for God willing. And there may be some failures. Failure, you have to handle the failure with brevity, and you should not turn to your people who have done the job. They are responsible. You have to take the responsibility. Success you give to the team. So friends, finally I will say, I was teaching at Lexington in USA. I had about 120 students, the postgraduate students. When the class was nearing completion, they were very happy with my classes. Then one student asked me, Kalam, we read your book, Ignited Mind, Wings of Fire. You guys have done a lot of work. Tell me, which one gave you a lot of happiness? This question nobody asked me. Which one gave you the lot of happiness? So I have to think, it's my students asking, that too very, very intelligent students, all of them. So after some thinking, I gave the answer for that. The answer was the 1980, when the satellite launch vehicle, that is a rocket system, put the satellite in the orbit, it gave us the happiness. Naturally, first time you are doing, and you put the Indian satellite launch vehicle you used, put the satellite in the orbit, it's a great, get happiness. In 1989, 1990, when the Agni, intermediate ballistic missile, reached 2,000 kilometer range, and it successfully reached the target, then that also gave us a lot of happiness. Third one, in 1992, when India became a nuclear weapon state, that also gave us a lot of happiness, because India transforming into a powerful nuclear weapon state. And then my team, when Technology Information Forecasting Council under the DST, we prepared a document, India 2020 Vision, how India can be transformed into economically developed nation. That cabinet approved, and it was presented to the parliament. Parliament also approved. That was also a big joy. But this girl asked me, my student asked me, which gave you the greatest happiness? And what is the greatest happiness? One day I was in my laboratory before becoming the scientific advisor, president and all those things. I was a scientist. We developed the heat shield for Agni missile system. It's a new material called carbon-carbon material, very light, high strength. At higher the temperature, its strength also increases. Such material we developed for Agni heat shield to protect the heating when it's flying in the hypersonic flight. So there, it was so light, one of my friends, orthopedic surgeon came one day. He was my friend. He saw the product of a heat shield. He said, so light, what a beautiful material it is. He told me, let us go. He took me to his Nizam Institute of Medical Science, his orthopedic ward. There were 22 students were there, 22 patients were there. They were polio patients. They have a wearing the FRO or the calipers, weighing 4 kilograms. Each child was weighing 4 kilograms, and they were not supposed to lift their leg. They were finding it miserable. Then my friend told me, why not use the material, what you developed for the missile, for removing the pain of the people. So we transformed. In about a month's time, we made a mold. We made 25 sets for each patient, and we fitted at 4 kilograms per 400 grams, 1/10 weight. When the children wore, they were so happy. They started running. When the mother saw the whole scene, there were tears coming for them, how their children running now. That tears were the happiest moment for me. So that is all the 4 points now new, isn't it? What are the 4 points? Aim in life, acquiring the knowledge, hard work, perseverance. Okay? These 4 things I have told you. Now I am going to conclude. Conclusion is something about unique you. Unique you, you just look up. What you are seeing there, light you are seeing there, isn't it? And look further, what you are seeing there, a bulb is there. Everywhere one bulb is there. So when you see the light and bulb, you are remembering one guy, a great personality. Who is that person? Very good, Thomas Alva Edison. Every day morning you take a receiver in your hand, static receiver, or mobile telephone. But one person always you will remember. Graham Bell, you remember that. I am going to talk about Graham Bell also. Now, the third one, every day in Bangalore, a fighter aircraft fly over your roof and passenger aircraft fly. So when the aircraft fly, whom do you remember? Wright brothers, you remember. You said rightly. Same thing happened when our scientist, one of the great scientists, was traveling from UK to Calcutta, India. When he was traveling in the evening, the sea, the horizon, sea was blue and sky was blue. He asked a question, why sky is blue? Why sea water blue at the horizon? That question, because he asked the question, he got the Nobel Prize. Of course, he has to work to find an answer. He went to laboratory, he found an answer. That is Sir C.V. Raman. He found the Nobel Prize, he got it because he questioned. So friends, you will see, all of them unique personality, isn't it? They are unique personality. Do you agree? Okay, now the question is, how many of you among you would like to be unique you? How many of you? You would like to be unique you. I have so far, I didn't want an answer now, you will give me answer correct time. I have so far met 11 million youth in India. In a decade's time, I learned what I learned from 11 million youth in your age group. Every youth wants to be unique. That is you. But the world all around you is doing its best, day and night, to make you just everybody else. The problem is, you start from your home want to make you everybody else. You go to school, your school is going to make you everybody else. You go to college, they want to make you everybody else. So the mission is to make you everybody else. So the challenge, my young friends, the challenge for young fellows I am talking, the challenge, my young friends, is that you have to fight the hardest battle which any human being can ever imagine to fight, and never stop fighting until you arrive at your destined place, that is the unique you. You, as you graduate today, remember this lesson and nurture it as you evolve your pathway in life. If you want to be unique you, I am not saying you take a gun in your hand for battle. You have a battle, you have got guns. One is the great aim in life, unique aim in life. Second one, you are acquiring the knowledge. Third one, hard work. If you have all these three, definitely you will become the unique you. How many of you want to become unique you? Not, anyway, number of you tried, so very nice. As you graduate today, remember this lesson and nurture it as you evolve your pathway in life. With these words, I once again congratulate the graduating students, my greetings and best wishes to all for their future endeavors. Now, friends, I can take 3 questions, otherwise I'll miss the flight. You have to feed me tonight, otherwise. Okay? So, I can take 3 questions from students. Okay? Now, before you ask me questions, I want to give a statement, the unique you statement. Similar thing, Graham Bell, who discovered the telephone, said 1905. What I read is the English of 1905, okay? You have to decipher. What Graham Bell in 1905 said, don't keep forever on the public road. That means he said, don't walk in the pathway what people have made for you. Don't keep forever on the public road, going only where others have gone. Leave the beaten track. Leave the beaten track occasionally and live into the wonders and live in the wonders. You will be certain to find something. And you enter into the woods, you will be certain to find something you have never seen before. It will be a little thing, but do not ignore it. Follow it up. Explore all around it. One discovery will lead to another. And before you know it, you will have something worth thinking about. So, friends, this is a great message from 1905. Unique you, I have given today's message, okay? With this, you can ask questions. Okay? Okay.
Sir,
Yes?
I am Karthik from first year computer branch from Brindavan College. Sir, my question is that how do you relate science and technology with spirituality?
Well, science and technology, science when it graduates, science when it matures, you get technology. Technology leads to product and system. For example, you look up the electricity. Electricity has changed our life. But that is human life, that is material life, not the spiritual life, okay? Not the spiritual life. So what it means is that the religion has got 2 components. One is theology, another spirituality. Theology, no religion will allow you to go nearby. They call it sacred. But spirituality, every religion, if you read their book, says the same thing, okay? So we can bridge all the religion through spirituality. So that's very important, because your material prosperity alone not sufficient for human beings. We need a good spiritual life, good human life also essential. Okay? Okay, next question. Next question.
A very good evening to you, sir.
Where
I'm
are-
Chaitra.
Where are you?
Sir, here.
Okay, very good.
I'm Chaitra, second SEM, Computer Science Department from Brindavan College of Engineering. My question to you is, what is your view on women empowerment?
Well, if women are very important, because the more we empower the women, definitely society gets empowered. Okay? So no doubt about it. So what I suggest is, first and foremost, you women folk, girls folk, you work for the 30% representation in parliament. Okay? You will be empowered properly. I am with you for that. Okay. Okay. Third question, last question.
A very good evening to you, sir. I'm Kanchan Kumari, a computer science student from Brindavan College of Engineering. And my question to you is, how to take forward Pura facilities in your future?
Pura.
Yes, sir. Providing...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you read about it. Pura means providing
Thank you very
urban amenities, rural area.
Yes, sir.
There's a number of institutions. They have started bringing together number of villages, and they give the physical connectivity, the electronic connectivity, knowledge connectivity, so that the economic connectivity comes in. That is what is Pura. 7,000 Pura we need in India. Now Government of India also accepted the Pura program. Every district they are establishing as a sample few Puras. So my suggestion to the Dr. Majid Sabha is that he must have a Brindavan Pura he should start, and 30 villages very close to away from Bangalore villages, and that Pura pushing the Pura as an economic center, as a social development. The students can work for it, and social work students can work for it, and engineering students who can participate in it. So get the knowledge, and also you will benefit, and the village people also will benefit. Okay? Thank you, friend.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now, I have to give books, set of books to Vice Chancellor of this university or principal of the university can come. I would like to hand over a certain number of books for the library.